Cussing the thieves, cussing the weeds. I had to cussing the vibe, cussing the link. Cover the back of the line, fuck up a magazine. Cover your eyes, cut to the back of the V. Yeah, I can be.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another freaking video. So as y'all can see from the title, y'all, we are going to be doing freshman and sophomore high school advice. High school is around the corner. So a lot of adjustments to people that are leaving middle school, and it's not like middle school. High school is totally different. And it's just schools from all over the place. Like it's just different. So I'm finna give y'all this advice. You can take it or you can leave it, but I'm just giving you this advice because I wish that I would have taught myself this advice or told myself this advice instead of, I could have just done stuff differently. I'm not gonna say I regret having some of the stuff I did because, you learn, everything is a lesson. But for me, I'm finna help y'all out. So if you're new to my channel, my name is Mariah. And if, you've been here, then, you already know how the RIAHBABES family gets. You already know how the RIAHBABES family gets. So, yeah, let's get into this video. I have this stuff on my phone. And it seemed like a lot because I'm trying to help y'all out. But, yeah, so the first thing is, if you're late to school, you're late. Teachers do not care what the reason is. They don't care unless you have a doctor's note or your parents emailed or called the school for the reason that you're late. Other than that, they do not care why you're late. They don't care, none of that. Teachers do not care. They expect you to be in their class when that bell rings and when that bell ends for class. They do not care. They don't care. So if you're thinking the school cares, they don't. But if you are late, go get you something to eat, go get you something to drink, make that lateness count for something. At least you're doing something, So, yeah. Next thing is, don't skip school because it's not worth it. It's really not. For me, it's like, seniors, they tend to want to skip school because they last year, nothing can stop them, but little do they know, every little thing you're doing can stop you from graduating. So, it's pros and cons for seniors as well. It's not just because they are senior that they can just, be free. They gonna get consequences too. But you as being a younger classman, that will affect you in so many ways because you're a freshman. You have 3 more years left of school. You're a sophomore. You have 2 more years of school. Your junior year is the most important year because you're going to be you're going to be focusing on college. You just got so much stuff to focus on. And then senior year, that's big because you're about to graduate and colleges are looking at your resume. It's so much to that. So skipping school in any grade is not okay. Even if you're a senior, just saying, it's not okay at all. Now if they have the end of the school year where they have the senior ditch day or something, then okay, I'm all for it. But when it comes to just skipping school, no, that ain't me. Never been me. Never will not be me. So what I'm saying by that is, y'all, a lot of seniors will pressure you and tell you oh, we're just gonna leave. That happened to me. I was a junior and all my friends were seniors and they were leaving, going to get something to eat, going to breakfast, just having a good time. And I felt some type of way about that because I'm dang, I'm a junior and I want to do what my friends are doing. They're seniors. I want to go blah 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 blah. But little do you know that they would get consequences for what they were doing, but also I would get consequences too. This is their last year. They can fumble around and do all of that. They're not going to be at this high school anymore. Whereas me, I got 1 more year and, I could be affected. So that's that. The next thing is fighting is not always the answer. I don't provoke violence, but if you feel like there's there's a need to fight in a certain situation and over move. If you feel like there's a reason that you need to fight, then okay. And if that means like defending yourself, like somebody put their hands on you, then okay, do what you gotta do, sis. But if you just want to go up and just fight people, that's not okay at all. Next thing is joining sports and clubs, because colleges, they will be looking at your application. They'll be looking at what you joined in school, what you did, all of that. They look at if you got in trouble, if you got suspended, if you got into a fight, like all of that is on your resume. And then they also look at your transcript, they look at your grades, they see what classes you were in, they see if you failed, they see if you've done summer school, like they see all of that. So, high school counts, grades count, and don't ever let nobody make it seem like grades don't count, because they do. Your GPA is very important. I'm not gonna say like, that getting a bad grade every once in a while is not okay, because you're not gonna be perfect at everything. You're not gonna get straight A's or B, none of that. And a C is okay, but within that C, you have to be like, I'm gonna do better, or what can I do to make this grade better? And yeah, and as far as you getting a C and you're not trying, yeah, then your parents are gonna be on that with you. Because like for me, my parents, they knew that I was on my stuff. I was doing everything that was needed. I was participating in class. I was asking questions. I was trying to figure out ways to figure stuff out, like how to get a better grade. I would email my teachers and be like, hey, like, can you change this grade, or why do I have this grade, what can I do to change it? Like I was advocating for myself, and that's what you have to do. You can't just sit around and just be like, oh well, I got a bad grade. Figure out a way to get a better grade. And if you can't change that better grade, then do better on other assignments to get that grade up. But yeah, make sure you join sports. I've done cross country all of high school, and I'm going to be doing it my senior year, and I'm also going to be doing it in college. And as far as clubs, I didn't really get to join a lot of clubs based on me taking care of my grandmother a lot, because everything was after school, and I was pretty much taking care of my grandma after school, going to like doctor's appointments or going to the rehabs and stuff like that. So I really didn't have the time to really join clubs. But my senior year, I will be joining not every single club, but every club that I feel is me, and it's my last year, and I'm gonna make it last, period. The next thing is, don't be loud in the morning. Okay, don't be loud in the morning. And why I say this is because it's early in the morning. Don't nobody got time for you to be being loud and doing all that extra stuff. I don't even want to be at school anyways. I don't even want to be in this class, and for you to be being loud is just not it. So don't be loud. Don't be the one that every morning you're loud and everybody like, oh my gosh, why is she here, and blah blah blah. Like don't be loud, okay? Like there's a time and a place to be loud, and early in the morning when school just started, yeah, not it. Don't be loud. The next thing is always have an emergency kit. This goes for anybody, but also goes for females. If you know that your period is coming, or that you will, like, if you started your cycle, then that you will need tampons, pads, extra pair of panties, wipes, what else, sanitary napkin. Like, it's just so much. Pads and sanitary napkins are the same thing, but anyways, make sure you have that kit. And I always had that. I always had an extra, like, 2 pairs of panties in case I bled through one of my panties. Like, it happens, trust me. It was so bad this one time, y'all, that my mama had to come up to the school because I decided to wear I think I didn't know that my cycle was coming, and I bled through my light jeans, and I was so mad. I covered myself with a hoodie. Also, make sure you got a hoodie. Like, if you know your cycle is, if you're on your period or your cycle is coming, make sure you grab like a little hoodie or something, because so that you can cover yourself and you know, in case of an accident. But also just make sure you got a hoodie or something. Like, this goes for anybody. And when it goes to anybody, make sure you have like a first aid kit with like band-aids, tweezers, like anything that will help you when it comes to when you get hurt. So yeah. Next thing is, as time goes in high school, you're gonna lose friends. That's just how life is. You know, you're going to lose friends. Like the friends you thought you was gonna be cool with in middle school, you're not gonna be friends with them. Like, y'all not gonna be as cool. Y'all not gonna talk. Like, I'm just telling y'all from experience. Like me, I went to a middle school, but it was not in the same. It wasn't in the same. What's it called? It wasn't in the same area that my high school was in. So you know, like, I didn't know nobody, and it seemed like everybody at the high school I was at knew each other because they went to middle schools that was within that area. So it's like, for me, you know, I just didn't have nobody. I mean, yeah, I just didn't have nobody. So basically what I'm saying is, don't be so shocked or surprised that you're not friends with people that you used to be friends with. You know, life happens, things change, people have different agendas going on. It's different, so don't take it offensive. But you know, sometimes girls can be bougie, dudes can be bougie. Like, it's just, everybody can be weird. Like, people change in so many ways that you just don't know, and you just be like, wow, like you changed. But you know, life still happens, and you know, you're gonna make more friends. You're gonna make more friends. So don't even worry about that. Because high school, you got every single grade. You got freshman, sophomore, junior, senior. You got everybody. So don't even worry about it. The next thing is, speak up for what you believe in. And what I mean by this is, if something is not going right, or you feel like something should have been handled differently, speak up. And this like, you know, your voice matters. Your voice matters, and it's very important. And you know, like, it's important. Everybody's voice matters. Everybody thinks differently or have their opinions about something differently. Like, for me at my school, they had a protest for sexual harassment, and me personally, that protest, it got out of hand because they was having it like, they had it for like 1 week, and then they scheduled it to another week, and then the third protest was going to be the last week, during the last week of school, but then that didn't happen. It was just so much, and I truly felt like, you know, the protest was good. Like, everybody was, I was proud that everybody stood for what they believed in, but it was just some people that just went out there and didn't even, like, was just playing around, didn't take the protest very seriously. They was just joking around. And like, you know, sexual harassment is not something that you play around with, because that's serious and it happens every day. It happens in life, and you know, it happens. So basically what I'm saying is, like, you know, always speak for what you believe in. Never feel like, oh, just because I'm a freshman, I'm a sophomore, upperclassman, voices matter and mine don't because I'm younger. That, please, you're still a human being. You have feelings, and your feelings are valid, period. Next thing is, be yourself. Don't change for nobody. Don't try to be like Betty and Susie and Dookie, because no, you are your own person. You know who you are. You should know who you are. And like, don't change them. Don't change nothing about yourself. Don't change to be them. Don't change to be nobody. Be yourself. You don't know what somebody has done to try to get to where they are. Just be yourself. Just be yourself. Next thing is, make sure you look for your classes when it's open house. So when you have, I don't know, all schools are different, but like, open house is pretty much like your parents discussing like how you're doing in school, or like what classes you're going to be taking and where they're going to be at. So make sure you look for your classes, because I'm telling you, like, you know, on your first day you're going to be confused anyways, but like knowing where they at, or the direction of where your classes are, and just being like, you know, I think I know where my class is. I think it's this way, but I don't remember like exactly what class. that will be more helpful than you just being super confused on the first day. But again, you're gonna be confused anyways. But I don't even know if high school even does that. I feel like elementary school and middle school does that. So yeah, I don't know. Next thing is, don't buy so many supplies when you're school shopping, because to be honest with y'all, half of that supplies that we so-called need, we don't even really need. Everything I feel like is on technology, and I feel like everything is on computers, laptops, tablets, iPads, iPhones. Like everything is electronically. So I feel like all the stuff that they saying we need, like notebooks, all that, we don't even use. We use Google Docs, Google Forms, Google Slides, Google Classroom. Like it's so much stuff, and they be making people waste their money when we don't really need some of that stuff. So don't buy everything. Wait till the first day of school. The teachers will give you a syllabus to tell you what you need in that specific class, if you really need it or not, stuff like that. So don't go crazy when school is about to start and you got 2 weeks left, two or 3 weeks left of summer left, and you out school shopping. Wait till the school start. Get a few things. Get like a notebook, pencils, pen, calculator, notes, sticky notes, and a book bag, and be done, because nobody got time for that. Next thing is, try to be more independent. For me, I had to learn this freshman year. I pretty much was like, your parents, they want to make sure that you're good and make sure that you're doing what's right. And your parents are gonna baby you because you're their baby, and they want to make sure you're good. And after high school, you're in college and you're an adult, you gotta do stuff on your own. So they feel like, since you're in high school, I'm gonna baby you and I'm gonna make sure you're good. Yeah, no, that stops. My mom was babying me my freshman and sophomore year. She was like emailing my teachers for me. Like, it was just bad, and it was like I was getting tired of it. Like, I was enjoying it. I'm like, cool, like my mom was standing up for me, blah blah blah. Y'all, that stuff was irritating. Like, that stuff was mad irritating. Like, girl, don't speak up for me. I got this. And I think towards my sophomore year, towards the middle of my sophomore year, that's when I was really independent. I was telling my mom, like, I got this. And you have to show your parents that you're independent, because they will be like, okay, yeah, you're independent, and then still try to help you. So just make sure you to show your parents that you're independent is emailing your teachers if you got a bad grade. Like, for me, when I seen my teacher put the grade in, I emailed her right when that grade was in, and she was like, oh, I knew you was gonna email me. Like, girl, you knew I was gonna email you about this. See, like, what is you doing? Why did I get that grade? So, like, just always advocate for yourself. Don't let your parents baby you. And you're getting older, you're in high school, and your parents aren't going to always be around. After high school, you're in college, or you're on your own, you're a grown person, and your parents aren't gonna always be there for you. So learn to do stuff on your own. And if you have a question, ask around, ask the principal, ask your friends, ask the teacher, ask around. Don't be sitting there on your behind waiting for your parents to do stuff for you, because baby, no. Next thing is, make sure you turn in your schoolwork on time, because if you fall behind, babes, you fall behind on 2 assignments, it's gonna feel like you missed 2 weeks of school, literally. Like, I'm telling you from experience, that's only happened to me like maybe 2 or 3 times. But I've always been the type of person to turn in my stuff early. I've always been the type of person to do my homework in class, because I have that extra time. Don't nobody want to go home and do homework. I was doing sports, and you never know what time you're gonna get home when it comes to practice, meets, all of that. Just do your homework in class. Make sure you're doing your work. If you gotta ask a friend, ask a friend. If you gotta email your teacher, do that. But get that work done. Don't be sitting on your behind. The work, it matters. It matters. I promise you. Just because it's on a little itty bitty piece of paper, and the teacher just telling you to draw a circle, it matters. Okay, it matters. And some teachers are not gonna give you extra time for work. Some teachers will, because they're lenient, nice, blah, blah. Not all teachers are like that. Some teachers are mean, they don't care, and they feel like, if you didn't do my work in the classroom, why would I give you extra time? Whereas some teachers, they could be a little lenient, and they know that you're not doing your work in their class, and they'll be like, just get this done, and that's it, blah, blah, blah. No, not all teachers are like that. Especially in high school, they feel like you're old enough, you're almost an adult, and you need to do what you need to do, get your business done, and be done with the work. Because in the real world, you won't be getting extra chances and all of that. So get your work done. Next thing is when you need to study. A lot of people feel like, oh well, I don't really need to study, let me go to this party first and then I'm gonna study. Knowing that you got a test tomorrow, babes. You have a test tomorrow and you're going to a party that starts at 11 o'clock. You're going to be home till 3 a.m. And then the next day, you're like, dang, I should have studied. No, duh. Study. Don't. Parties will always be around. Me personally, I don't like parties. Never did. It's just too much going on at parties. I just don't like them. But study. Put your books before the parties, okay? Parties are they're gonna be here forever, okay? Even when you go to college, they still gonna be here forever. Focus on what you need to do to be successful and get good grades. Simple. Next thing is, don't do something because your friends tell you to do it. This is what I call peer pressure, and this happens a lot in high school, middle school. It happens even in elementary school, and it's sad. If your friend is doing drugs and you're not okay with it and you don't do drugs, don't do it. Easily say no or just walk away. And if they keep pressuring you, I'm sorry y'all, I'm hungry. If they keep pressuring you, then tell your parents or tell the principal or tell teacher. But don't do, man, y'all, drugs be laced up with so much stuff. Like, you can literally be messed up in the head from just taking drugs and all this other stuff. Another thing is, edibles will be passed around in school. You have, like, y'all know the little Rice Krispie treats, the little colorful ones. They be making those into edibles. Y'all, don't be dumb and take something. Don't take my advice is, don't take nothing from nobody, okay? From nobody, not even your best friend, okay? Don't take nothing. If your mother or your parents or your family did not give it to you, don't do it. Don't take it. If you don't know what's in that, if you don't have the ingredients of what's in it, don't take it, okay? All right. Next thing is, make sure you figure out your ways of studying, like your study tools, what helps you study. Make sure you make sure that you make studying fun, even though studying is not fun, regardless whether you are playing a game. It's just not fun at all. But study. What works for me is flashcards, and I like to hear things out loud. That's pretty much what helps me. Everybody's ways of studying is different. It's not going to be like your best friends. So, figure out what's best for you and study. The next thing is, don't be that girl that's known, okay? Don't be that girl that's known, okay? And I'm finna tell y'all why. Don't be the girl that has sex with everybody, okay? Every dude. Don't be that girl that cheats. Don't be that girl that be with every dude. Don't be that girl that's always with her boyfriend. And lastly, don't be that girl that be sending pictures, sending nudes, all of that, and next thing you know, you're exposed and you're on channel 7. Like, and you're on channel 7. Like, girl, no. Don't send nudes, because you never know where they can be. Dudes are messy. They childish. They will send it to their homies will send it to their homies, and girl, please don't do it. I'm telling y'all from experience. In middle school, I got exposed twice, in 8th grade and in 8th grade and in 7th grade. And in high school, I didn't get exposed because I didn't do that stuff. Once I figured out, what had happened to me in middle school really affected me, because literally my whole 8th grade class saw me, and it was really bad. Like, y'all, it was so bad. Don't send nothing, okay? Even if it was to your little boyfriend, don't send nothing. If he want to see something, come to my house. Come to my house and see it. But don't send nothing. This goes for girls and boys. Don't send nothing. Don't send nothing. Next thing is females. Don't mess with upperclassmen. This actually go for anybody. But females, don't mess with upperclassmen. And why I'm gonna tell you this is because upperclassmen only want one thing. They just want sex. And not just that. If you have a good body, like you know, growing up, you have breasts and you have a booty and blah blah blah, and you're thick. If you're thick, they're gonna go to you. Even if you're not thick, they still gonna go to you. They don't care. They just wanna hit and then they wanna leave. That's how upperclassmen are. Not all upperclassmen are like that, but that's how upperclassmen are. And my advice is, don't fall for it. Okay, I fell for it 3 times. Please, never again. Am I friends with some of those seniors? Maybe just one of them. But other than that, no, we ain't friends. I'm telling you, y'all, they will mess up your life. A baby ain't worth it. A baby is not worth it. Next thing is figure out what your plans are after high school. You really didn't figure this out in middle school. You was too busy just trying to focus on dances and all that other stuff. High school, you really have to focus on what you want to do after high school. If that's college, going to trade school, joining the military, like just figure out what you want to do. Everybody has their own careers, and not everybody's gonna go to college. And y'all need to stop making people feel bad because they don't want to go to college, because there's other stuff that people can do and will do in this world, and you don't have to always be college. So parents need to stop doing that. Stop doing that. But yeah, for real, y'all, figure out y'all plans, because high school moves so fast. You will feel like for me, I had freshman year, I went to school freshman year, then half of freshman year, it was COVID, so I quarantined or whatever, and then sophomore year, I did not go to high school. I had COVID started again, and then we met to school junior year, and next thing you know, I'm a senior. Bro, I was just a freshman. It's crazy. I'm telling you, it's crazy. The next thing is join classes that will help you with your career. So for instance, for me, I would have joined classes that helped me with nursing, but my high school didn't have no classes for nursing. So I hope that this school that I go to this year has classes for nursing, and they actually do. They have classes I can go to a hospital and do stuff with patients. It's different stuff that I could do. So I would be joining that. So join it. And if you want to be a entrepreneur, I prefer you join a class that has something to do with that has stuff with entrepreneurship, or designing classes, learning how to, just different stuff. Yeah. Lastly, y'all, last thing is maintain your time. Do your homework in class so that you're not stressing, especially if you're in sports. You get home late from meets, from anything, so make sure you do your work. Okay, make sure you do your work. So yeah, that was all my advice for you youngins. This for actually, I was trying to see if somebody was here, but y'all, make sure y'all take this advice for real. I'm not just saying this to be mean or anything like that. I'm just telling y'all from experience, because most of this stuff has happened to me. Peer pressure has happened. It's gonna happen, and upperclassmen trying to talk to you, it's gonna happen. So you might as well deal with it now. And I hope this advice helped y'all, because I wish I would have told myself this advice. I was told this advice from my family, my sister and stuff like that, but it's I wasn't really listening. So yeah, last thing y'all, don't be focusing on boys. Okay, boys will still be here, and same for dudes. Females will still be here. It's a lot of them on the earth. So don't focus on relationship. Focus on you. Period. Alright, y'all, I will see y'all in my next video. I love y'all. Check out my recent video, which was decorate my room with me. There will be a part 2 coming soon, so y'all stay tuned. I love y'all, and I will see y'all in my next freaking video. Bye.